Hello everyone, my name's Yuta Jazz, and we are going to do another reading, pick a pile about general energy. I kind of felt like I just want to do what I do best, which is just general readings, because answering questions is weird. When spirit just wants you to have a message, it just wants you to have the message. It doesn't care the question or otherwise whatever, and there's a lot of like specific whatever energy like going through um subjects and topics and yeah, it's not really, I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit of a repeat thing where it's kind of trying to like keep certain people up and whatever and motivate them either for change or for coping or healing or other stuff, which, tarot, that's what we're going to talk about most of the time. But I really miss having the experience of doing just general readings, not knowing where what's going to come up, and seeing how that really comes through for people and individuals. I myself love doing generals, receiving generals, or all of it, because then you can really see and gauge the reader in how talented they are as a divinator, and where energy is at for you yourself as well personally, right? Instead of like constantly getting a freaking, let's say, love reading, you accidentally stumble across a general reading and it's also still doing the same thing where it's bringing the same topic to the foreground. Or maybe you're experiencing something that's a lifelong thing or taking ages to get through, and basically you get like the whole overview and it's described perfectly, whereas a question reader or reading would have actually missed it because it would be outside of the scope, right? Or something like that. So it's kind of like, I don't know, a bit of a breakaway for me because I need something without the bounds, the limits, the frame of things, for it to just be kind of out there. And who knows, maybe I'll actually be doing them regularly. Maybe this is my whole new thing. Maybe I'm just gonna do generals and generals and generals towards generals. General, not, you know what I mean. You know what I mean? So, what deck are we using to pick the piles? I guess probably this? I'm not quite sure. Because like another deck is screaming towards me or for me, but I feel like that's for pile number one, which is kind of interesting. We already have like pile number one vibes. I don't know why, I don't know how, I don't know whatever, but it's a thing. It's a thing. You might hear rain and sirens and a bunch of other stuff in the background, considering that it's one of those type of weeks and days and I have my window open. Whoopsie. Well, the ones that are gonna skip to covered are not gonna see it anyway, so whatever, it's fine. This is fine. Uh, Okay, so we are doing top and bottom as well. So Five of Pentacles reversed on the bottom of the deck and Three of Cups reversed on the top of the deck. So you divinate that however you want. But to me personally, it's just talking about not being left out in the cold within social situations. So, and that can be in multiple different ways. Maybe you're around people that don't feel like your vibe. Maybe you haven't been out for a while and you haven't connected with people. Maybe you're really still healing like wounds about being kind of a people pleaser in your friendships, relationships, and family, coming out of that too, right? Maybe you feel like you've been estranged to certain people that really bring you joy, and you're like, how do I reconnect with them? How do I repair this relationship we've lost? And or maybe you're gonna have someone like that reach out to you and be like, I'm sorry, can we be friends again? And then you're gonna be like, nah, or yeah, or whatever you're gonna do, right? So, if you've not picked, pause, because I'm about to flippity flip, so we can flip to obviously the Queen of Cups, then Wheel of Fortune, then Eight of Cups, sorry, reversed, and also King of Pentacles. So that's kind of cool, like up and down, or down and up. I don't know what, the vibes are gonna be. Reversals and uprights are very particular each and every time you read them, but I'll see you in the pile you pick, so see you in a bit. Low pile number one. So I saw 456 on the clock when I was paused on your pile. So something's definitely coming in. It's rolling in relatively fast, but maybe kind of slow to like come out or get up to speed or whatever. Like I feel like something's coming in fast, but for you somehow it's not that quick. It's the best explanation I have. Um, you're kind of expecting this, but you also don't know what to expect. It's not really a thing that's in your life yet. It's something you're foreseeing, bringing in, manifesting, co-creating, like living by without actually being there quite yet. You feel a little bit out of sorts, like you're on your last legs, last limit, emotionally dissatisfied, nothing around you really fills you up or fulfills you. You're not really emotionally connected to anything at this current moment in time, and it's really kind of getting to you on a level because it's kind of like I want to invest in something. I want to be happy. I want to actually like live my life, and I can't fucking do that, and I don't feel like anything's coming in for me. I just am spinning my wheels in place, and I 69 as well on the clock, which is a big ascension number that's still going on since last year. Which honestly, that ascension path is overdue. Can we kind of have a compound? But I'm not one to actually comment on that and like rate it, right? I am kind of just here to give out messages. But yeah, I kind of feel for this pile. I fucking feel for you guys. But Spirit is coming through saying like you're okay, everything's okay, it's going to happen. Just keep doing what you're doing and keep believing in yourself and knowing that the process is coming to. Don't lose faith in spirit and magic and God and yourself. Whatever you're having faith in, don't let go of the faith. If you do, spirit is still gonna catch you, but it's kind of like very important for you to keep it up. Obviously be honest with your emotions, be honest with what comes through. You're still going through like either maybe healing or remembering or reflecting or something else like where it's like the transition into the new, right? But by the point of it beginning or something ending, it's still like you're in between the two worlds. So you're gonna get yours, but you need to do this differently than you ever have before, and it's in the point of like the master, whether you feel that way or not, it doesn't matter. You've maybe done this a bunch of times, is what it's speaking to. Maybe you've tried a lot, maybe you've retried things, jumped from one thing to another, but the point is like the master really shows off what they've learned and does what they can with the least amount of like support or resources or just like in the tightest knits or, points. It's kind of like you really bring out the truth in like what you can achieve, but you gotta do it this time instead of like losing hope at the last minute or having lost faith in the middle of it or saying you're the problem or something's wrong with you or it's not happening so it will never happen. Like not doing the usual criticisms that most people would get to anyway, right? But it's kind of about not only like spending the time you have to, but keeping it up to par as much as you can throughout all of it instead of just like, you know, that's it. I'm done. I'm out. Please like slap me the fuck out. I'm counted out. That donezo. Like I can't move anymore. Because I feel like one, you guys have come out of a hole where you wanted to give up like multiple of times. You've really done your Phoenix Rising type of energy. You've really wanted to just kind of like find your own place for the longest time and you've not managed to do that. You've never fit in anywhere and it's kind of like there's a particular spot for you, but you gotta keep fucking going because it's not gonna come to you if you're not going there too. It's a meeting of the minds, of the hearts, of spirit, of whatever. It's a very sacred path too, because I keep seeing fucking numbers and threes. So I saw 636, 936 just now, as well as 9 and 936 is kind of really special to me. And at any point when I see the 3, 6, and 9 like in general count, in any way. It's really, it jumps out to me, but the 936, it's big. I don't know why, because it's always like to me a divine path and following order and actually like doing the fucking work and having to kind of go blind through life in faith where others would not dare to. Like, yeah, we all got to figure out life and do stuff that is unexpected for success, but this kind of feels like a pile where most people wouldn't believe you if you told them the real truth of who you are, or what you're down here to do, or how you feel, or what you get through and got through, and where you're heading, and like all of it. Like most people wouldn't be able to wrap their head around it. Not all, but most would just be like, ha 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 ha. Yeah, fucking sure about that. But there is a lot of heavy energy with this pile. Oh gosh. Yeah, it's weird because I can feel a lot of heavy emotion. It's kind of like trying to keep it together when you want to break down and just cry. Um, it's literally like, when it in this pile of this, I feel like this resonates, so I'm not gonna even say yeah if, but when you picked yourself out of the hole, it feels like it was already fucking rusty to go by faith and hope and love and luck and all of those things. Like, yeah, really had to like in your own way, also as a sensitive, I assume because of the fucking main card. Well, what was it? What's it called? I hear it all the time. I keep forgetting it though. Pick yourself up by the bootstraps, right? But like buckling up, um, you know, not being a sissy and stuff like that. Like the older generation quote to like get over it, fucking grow up, right? You literally had to do that because something happened. Like you were about to give up and do something like completely opposite, and then you just said, fuck it, no. If you guys like, I don't know, this sign appeared, I can talk to myself and see this or whatever, like some type of conversation within yourself or with the universe or God or with some people occurred. Something happened. I don't know what fucking happened, but instead of giving up, you decided, fuck it, I'll try again and I'll keep going, and I'm not having an easy time about it because I have to go by hope and faith again. I gotta give this a try. I need to not give up on my dreams. I need to keep going and believing that something might work out. I need to figure out how to do it. I need to figure out how to love myself, life, and the process again. And I need to see like the purpose and meaning in it. I need to live my life without giving up on everything and like believing that there's another side to this. And you've already done that so many times, so this is kind of like a come up again of is this gonna be the breakthrough again, or is this gonna be another breakdown? Because you're lacking gas. Like the love's not there. You really need something to pick you up. Um, this is a really weird message. Don't expect the universe to like pick you up and put you somewhere so everything like adds up and is good and okay. More so try to play with the waves you are in currently and find whatever way that is for you that suits you. Is it accepting where you're living? Is it accepting you having tough emotions and kind of taking a break? Is it going on a fucking surprise vacation? Is it going to a party or going out of your way to find some events that are going to like carry you through this like emotional hit you're experiencing? Because the message that's coming through with that is like, no, the process is not temporary, but this is. This is going to happen occasionally. It doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. Don't give up on yourself or anything else. You might want to check out what hippos mean. That just came through. If you've eaten hippo candy or seen hippos or whatever that's appeared for you, like that's a sign. That's how it's coming across. But you need to follow your own passion and joy. This is not about you fulfilling a mission. It's about you achieving your dream and like living your life to the fullest and the happiest that you can, moment to moment. It doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to be happy all the time. You don't need to be disciplined all the time. You also don't need to go balls to the walls active all the time. It's kind of a medium of a few things, and sometimes play or have fun or happiness, right? um, are actually had in moments where you're bored, you don't have too much to do, you're fucking sad, and you give yourself space to be sad, and you go and buy that junk food, or you have that drink that you usually don't, or have that walk to that nature place and escape, right? When you have those strongest, like uncomfortable feelings, the breakthrough happens because you can't take any more of the old shit. And you yourself choose to change, become something else and different. You funnel it into something in life and you start living again. Kind of reminds me of like I don't know about it. I don't really know about it, but given giving birth, it kind of sucks up till the baby's actually out, and even after that, you might have a lot of freaking, complications and pains and stuff like that. But things kind of get easier, and then they also don't in the same way, right? You still have like new challenges, new levels, new stuff that's happening. Baby in here is metaphorical for your own like pleasures in life and goals and projects and achievements. Another example that I was thinking about is actually art. A lot of the time people have, well, they used to say, I don't know if they say it as much anymore, that the best art comes from people who have suffered a lot, who have made something of their suffering, right? But a lot of the time, it's not the suffering that creates the artist. It's the artist that creates life out of suffering. And even then, it's not about the suffering, it's the life. It's life in general, right? It's ebbs and flows of it. It's not all supposed to just be miserable, although some artists are like that. How much do you actually engage with life and experience it? How do you cope with it? What the fuck do you do to deal? How do you then channel it into something else, into something that matters to you, that like carries you over, that makes it worthwhile, that most of the time it can be coping, but a lot of the time it can even become striving. So the universe isn't gonna go behind you or its promise to you, but it's not here to make life like proper work. How do I say this? Like properly work for you in your eyes and how you think it should, because then the universe would be ripping away from you and taking away the build up to that like transformation, the build up to that liberation that you yourself like get through to. Spirit is still there with you every step of the way. Everyone's looking after you. The universe is doing what it has to, but it's not here to provide you like respite just because you suffered enough. It's kind of like life's gonna still be life, and we still need to provide you with the experience, but how are you gonna keep on loving no matter what? How are you gonna keep on going no matter what? How are you going to like get through this? Because you don't get rewards because you suffer through something. You get rewards because you keep living. And it's not supposed to determine you from achieving. It is that like supposed to let you let go of the control and the restraints and the pain and the hardship and find and figure out ways how to have fun with yourself. Because it's kind of like this mission is not you making it in the world. This mission for you would be like, how do you center yourself within yourself and achieve that pleasure and joy? How do you find home within? Because the world's still gonna be the fucking world, but how you're gonna be with yourself, that's a whole new topic. So, yeah. Energy flows where my intention goes. I mean, yeah, that's basically kind of like the message they were trying to bring through. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. Literally two cards talking about the same thing, like where you're gonna focus your energy and how you're gonna express yourself and what you make do with currently is really going to be the determining factor. Because I feel like whatever's gonna happen is gonna still happen. You've done everything you needed to do, but this time also needs to occur. Kind of like how do you do that with yourself? It's like when you're waiting for, I don't know, a bus or fucking in the airport in between of flights or something else, right? And you have to wait. You can't skip and come back. Doctor's offices, whatever it is, right? You gotta wait. You gotta go through that thing. This is the same thing, type of energy. It's still assured and you're good, but how do you soothe yourself? I choose to love. I choose love no matter what. That's really interesting. I wanted to say I choose to love no matter what. So choosing love as an like as a what noun, right? Or as a verb. So it's not about choosing the thing and going for it. It's about choosing the action and going with it. So yeah, because you're not going for a thing, you're going for an unexplainable feeling that is a whole lifestyle and an experience, right? You're almost there. Just keep going. Nothing's bad. Nothing bad is gonna occur, even though it might seem that way. You just need to make it through to the other side. But how do you do that? Because you're almost there, babe. I'm also being told to show like the upside down cards, which is I choose to learn through love as the top, and true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers, both upside down, top and bottom. So it's okay to feel it, don't sulk in it, but you know, do what is best for you while you're still living life through to the other end of it. All right, I think that's everything. I'm sending you a lot of peace and blessings and prosperity because I don't know. This was a lot, and I wish you to find some love within yourself as you're going through to the other side of whatever you're achieving, and rest assured that all is well. You will get there. It's okay. But these feelings need space too while you're choosing to learn through love. So. And you're choosing love above all else, not criticism, not buckling down, not having focus, not being a workaholic, not estimating things, not visualizing them constantly, just existing in love. So you can ask yourself, how do I exist in love? What do I do to choose love now? And you can do that for every moment. And you will get answers. It's just you need to get comfortable with your subconscious, or your subconscious needs to do that with you before it opens up and gives you all the answers. But it'll do that when it feels comfortable. So, yeah. Thank you very much for spending your time here and getting this reading. I appreciate you quite a lot. I hope you keep being awesome and amazing, and I'll see you in the next one, whenever that's going to be, if I do so. So, peace out and have a good one. Hello, pile number two. So I hope you're having a good one. Um, I don't know why, but that's not how I usually start off readings. So I don't know. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't, but this reading is starting out to tell you like there's old things that are gonna be put to rest in peace, and then you're going to have good shit roll in. Like good times are coming in. It's okay to kind of be in the dumps, but you're about to really like rise up. And don't stay in that negativity too much because you might like accidentally like detour or side quest into like a space you don't want to. So it's like do what you need to do, spend that time, but remember you're literally at the doorstep of like good stuff coming in and it's knocking on your door more so than you're trying to knock on it. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of cosmic rearrangement that has been playing out for your benefit as of late. Um, I don't know why I just heard, and I didn't want to say this, but I feel like it was like randomly just put into the channel like new levels, new devils, and you've been prepared for like all of it. It's about to crack open for you. Keep being who you are and keep feeling like, you're living, you're existing, you're in the present moment or in your own presence, that you're still like, carrying on with the same like spiritual practices you've been doing, whether it's prayer, meditation, journaling, some type of maybe like moon rituals, because those have been very in there. And also, I just saw a number sequence which my brain just blanked it out, but numbers could be synchronistically coming in, and they're not the usual angel numbers, or at least most of them aren't. Although I just heard 1111 um, somewhere from the back of the fucking room. So yeah. Something about hieroglyphics is coming through as well. Clocks going through cycles, and each cycle has its own like theme or symbol or matter. You bringing it all in into like equilibrium or unity of some sort. It's really interesting and weird. I've never actually looked at the symbols in here, but I'm really like attracted to them. And I don't know, like Aquarius is kind of popping out, but also the circle and the triangle, which can have so many different meanings around the cultures of the world, so I'm not gonna go in there. But that also could be either like Mercury or Venus or fucking Taurus a little bit, but not that's not enough to be a Taurus sign. Maybe you could tell me what the hell is up here in the north, but I don't know. Something about signs and symbols and they're speaking to you and you can call on them or you can stop them, but be more conscious how you interact with them because how you respond to receiving symbols and synchronicities and reoccurring signs is speaking to the universe about how you are manifesting your reality. So you guys are very direct co-creators and you need to remember that you can't give up on you being that person just because you're having a slump or you're giving up or something. Feel like you can see that the clouds are parting, but then you're questioning like, why the fuck do I still not feel good or feel well? Which is interesting. It's interesting because I didn't anticipate this energy from this pile and this card. Things are improving. You can see the signs. Everything's happening right now, but you still feel like something's not okay or wrong or whatever, and you're still trying to come to terms with who you are, the life you live, what has happened, and where you're fucking going. It's all internal. Everything external is already like chuk 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 chuk, but you're like, fucking god damn it. I I hoped I thought I was gonna feel better, but I fucking don't. I wish I did. Y- Some of you not, I don't know, fucking decide it yourself. I don't know how many. Might have a snake in your midst. So double check, cross out all of like, your relationships. It's always good to do the rounds and check if you don't have any fucking backstabbers. Because if they're real ones, they're not gonna be upset about it. If you're constantly like, self-sabotaging your relationships through doing that, that's a whole different topic. But no good friend or person like is ever going to be upset at you for actually being like, I'm gonna make sure you're not lying to me. I'm gonna make sure you are not deceiving me. I'm gonna make sure you're not using me or abusing me or manipulating me or being a narcissist or some shit. Right? They some of them might be offended because they're your best friend or some other shit, but they will not be mad about you being in a bad place and needing that reassurance, right? They won't want to destroy your relationship. They won't get triggered like, oh, this is a whole attack upon my identity. Maybe they have those issues, but overall, like the real ones will not go away. But doing the check, the rounds on like, is a good idea. Ask for guidance on that, use your guides and your intuition and all the rest. Because, yeah, this is not like a green light to you to just like rip apart some relationships, unless you know you need to do that. But this isn't like go freak out at everyone type of vibe. This is like do your rounds, check out. Some people, I don't know why this is coming up. It's really weird. Some people find out that they've been having a best friend for 5 years and that best friend was out for their ass the whole entire time. Same goes with family, Close friends and people sometimes aren't who you expect to be. It's good to just, make sure on some people. You gotta look out for you. And if anything, that's supposed to also make relationships stronger, not weaker or worse. So top and bottom is coming through first with I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. The moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. Don't hold yourself back from what you want. I think you're actually one of those types of people that is afraid of success. Like, if you gotta cope through panic and shit and holding stuff together, you can do that. But eventually in life, like, no one can do that forever. You can't live in that state, even if it suits you or if it's your jam or that's just the type of person you are, right? The sad part about being a person that comes from a difficult background or has been through a lot of that or is a great diplomat and has always needed to do that is you forget or you get programmed so much to be on edge and tense and in the mode of like fixing shit or having it like from falling is that you are afraid of success, peace, achievement, like getting kind of relaxed and letting go of things and celebrating is the same in the mind as like when do I gotta look out for stuff happening again? When is it gonna drop? When's it gonna get worse? Etc. 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 Right? You can't disengage, and you kind of become even more hyper attentive, and that can cause even more like panic and anxiety, and also bouts of depression because it's even harder if you start disconnecting from certain workplaces, family, friends, and all that. Like then you gotta really learn how to sit in your silence, right? How to be happy with your simple life, with your achievements, with yourself, how to give yourself praise and be proud of what you achieved and have like created for yourself, and how not to get sucked into drama or gossip again, how not to have people that drain away that serenity and peace, not to like pity them or have mercy on them, because it's not your job. They got to figure out their own life, and you yourself got to figure out yourself, but it can become an addiction when you keep living this type of life. So you guys are probably a bit more afraid of success because something is going to happen or occur, and you are being called to trust yourself in that aspect. Some of you have been facing it quite a lot. It's a big emotional like forefront for you. You might have had this emotional theme over your life for the last 2 years or something where you keep growing and prospering and coming to into success, and you keep needing to face anxiety and fear and a bunch of other difficult emotions that most people just kind of try and ignore and bury under a bunch of other stuff. You've been very forefront and conscious about it, and you've really tried your best at it. I feel like you're about to hit a programming milestone and really see how far you've come, and that, like, although maybe you sometimes might have difficult times or moments, you are not the same person. You've not been reacting the same way, and so you've also not been programming yourself the same way. So the upcoming results of success and how you feel inside and what you say to yourself is going to be completely different. You yourself experiencing yourself is going to be a whole new landscape. It's going to be a whole new narrative, dialogue, color, theme. Everything's gonna like feel way better. But I don't know, like this kind of has like some astrology vibes in it with like Saturn return or some type of like life cycle stuff where you're getting your life together after um, a big life shakeup. It's been like maybe 5, 10, 20 years, however many years it's happened, even if it's like an odd number like 12, if something big happened, it's a fucking thing every year since from that moment going forward. So you are really coming up to maturation, but when that occurs on an annual scale and you really are hitting like that peak, it still feels a little bit worse for wear before you really come into it. So you are there. Everything's gonna keep happening. There's nothing you can change about it. On the positive note, right? But it is like a very sensitive, vulnerable time for you where you just gotta like trust the process, trust yourself, get pour as much fucking love as you can to everything, and then let yourself go through the release and the breakdown, the breakthrough, and kind of like assimilate all of it, you know? Go through that chemical, like physical, and then coming back to center. Hope is a conduit for miracles. The presence of love will always cast out fear. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. So the last two freaking full moons were fucking hard on you, is what I'm getting from that. Um, you've been going on a roller coaster since the beginning of this year. Hope comes and goes, I want to say, because hope kind of comes from like your strength of you being yourself, and it's like you've not really felt the 100% to just be like hopeful. Like you know stuff is okay, you'll get through it, it's fine, it's all right. You're a tough cookie. But when it comes to hope being like, oh, this radiating thing, like I feel like you've had more of it when you started out your journey than when you have it now, or it's been kind of a case of things like you had more of it in different stages than right now. But you also, I don't know, this new version of you doesn't depend off of it so much because you know when you need hope, but other times it's kind of like you don't engage because you don't want your hope to be crushed. You have the dreams alive, why crush it with having expectations? When you need hope to carry you, you can have that hope. It's very interesting. You're quite a complex person. Um, yeah, quite also consciously aware, or like you notice shit came through, like you see things. You're good with details of life or something. I don't know. You have some conscious wisdom and tidbits like that. But when I lean on towards love, I am led. So you're just following. You're just following the breadcrumb path. You're following the lights. You're following the one step process, one step at a time, one day of the way is how I say it usually. Kind of mix it up a few times in multiple ways, but that's basically the saying I do. So, and if I heard it, I actually haven't heard it from anywhere else. So if someone else says that, I'd be surprised and happy to hear it if you've heard it somewhere else. But yeah, you're co-creating like a more beautiful space in life for yourself as you're following this path. It's not easy, but Spirit is doing as much as it can to carry you, to promote you, to give you what you need, but to also let you do it, you know, yourself instead of constantly like following something. Sorry, I just had this fucking painful hit to my higher heart chakra and it stopped me. I wanted to pause the whole entire video, but I'm like I feel like I need to keep talking about it. So that kind of fucking sucks, I'm not gonna lie. It was so fucking painful. Like it wasn't I don't know how to describe it. It was like you know that feeling when you have like a sharp pain and then you can feel how it moves through the body because there's nerve ends that connect to the whole fucking body? Sometimes you can have a pain here, right, on your hand, and you can feel it going to your thigh or something. Here it was like it literally hit here and it went across my chest, and it was like a particular bump that had one line to the left, one line to the right, and a few lines from like the center going out. It was just like a little sharp, like a blade, but not as it wasn't high on the scale. It was like 5 out of 10 in terms of pain, but I can breathe better now. So I don't know what the fuck that's alluding to. Maybe you're gonna have an experience like that. If you feel like that's reminding you of an experience you had, I think the message there would be like it broke through the blockages and the barricade that you were having up for yourself. Sometimes when we have pain, we need to break it up. So whatever you had happen, it was meant to break up the pain. It wasn't there to like crush you or defeat you. If that's coming up to happen, you might have something unpleasant happen that's like smacks you out of like the days you're currently in, because I literally feel like you're in the clouds while you're having good stuff occur. And it's telling you like it will smack you out of it. Like it might be a little bit, you know, like a prick, but it's good for you. It's kind of like in medicine. This is gonna hurt, and they actually heal you and fix you. Like they get some blood for the blood works. You get your shoulder relocated or whatever. They break your bone to like break it back into place. Whatever it is, it's just not gonna be as bad as the extremes. It's gonna be like a 5 out of 10, maybe a 4. And it's gonna be very spontaneous and very quick, but it's going to help you move forward and have more energy and to not be like so debilitated by life. Like you won't be held back and kind of in the fetal position. So, yeah, keep following love because you're doing something great without even noticing it. It's so weird because I just feel more like digestion, not actual literal digestion, but energy digestion after that happened. And I can breathe better, but it's still through me a little bit. Um, Yeah, look after your heart. Keep loving whatever you can love, honestly. Um, 'Cause there will be like a pop. There will be a pop, and you will be happy for it, and everything will feel right. Just, keep living life. Keep going with the plan. Keep going with whatever you're doing with spirit, because it's gonna feel right any moment. Just because it doesn't quite feel that way doesn't mean you're in the wrong place or wrong stuff is happening. It's happening for you. You're achieving. It just sometimes, when you're still hurting over things and you've transformed into your new world and reality, you still feel like you aren't there yet. You still feel like something is kind of going against you from what's inside of you. But it's different for everyone. Sometimes you fix the feelings inside and everything changes outside, or vice versa, right? And it like forces you to do that or to go that like direction for you. So yeah, you're right. You're right. Just keep trusting yourself. Yeah. Side note for anyone that works, maybe you don't work, but this might still like be pertinent to you. But if you work with Egyptian mythology, mythos, or gods or deities, whatever, um, you might want to read up on some of the stories from that period. If you had something shoot into your head right away, then yeah, follow that. If you still don't know, it'll probably like pop up soon for you, and you can follow that. If not, ask and you shall receive as it's coming across. Because there's something in Egyptian mythos, legends, that is going to show you a relatable story that's really going to let you go forward within the circumstance or find like some reprieve of like, well, I feel like I'm not the only person then, because there's this legend and it's really relatable, like I'm very surprised how legends and myths have went out of like the mainstream media of things because like we're so obsessed with productivity and shit, right? It's kind of like back in the day, fairy tales, legends, and myths were the way you would connect and relate to the world and understand where you are or where things have gone or whatever's occurred or just to fantasize and get dreamy and lost in probability, possibility, or whatever it is, right? Just the fantasy of it. But there's also just a lot of like possible relatable stuff that you can gauge your life off of, and you guys have some type of hidden truth when it comes to reading stuff from Egyptian times and all the rest. Yeah. One last thing. Give back energy that is not yours regularly. Like, I don't know, maybe you're a new empath and you don't know that this happens every day. Energetical hygiene is a thing. Give back energy, claim what is yours, call it back, cut cords, release attachments, and close portals regularly. Because you have someone trying to drag you back into meeting them or getting a relationship like started up with them or some other crap, and you don't need that. That can be adding to your feeling of being down and miserable and not happy with where your life is going or who you are, or like why can't I be happy about it? It's because someone is also really trying to get your attention and fucking pull you back. They might be sending some shit to you in one of the dimensions, or maybe just telepathically, you know. So yeah, do some cleansing, clearing, get rid of some items, but also just regularly like give back energy you take up from people, take back your energy, call it back, and also maybe get rid of some monitoring spirits or energies that are not for your highest good that are in your astral space or in or around your home and stuff like that. 'Cause yeah, I don't know, I just felt like someone is trying to come into the reading and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. This reading is not for you. I don't care if you've been connected to the person that's getting the reading. This is none of your business. So, and you're not gonna, send some messages just because you fucking knew them. That's not how this shit works. But yeah, thank you so much for spending your time here. Thank you for getting a reading. I really appreciate your presence and your energy and you existing. Honestly, that's just really cool in my eyes. But I'm going to call it here, and I hope I see you again. And I wish you a beautiful day. And I'll see you next time. So peace out. Hello and welcome, pile number three. You got the Eight of Cups reversed. Have you decided to stay somewhere? Yeah, it's kind of like you have like unfinished business or some shit. Some of you took pity on someone. I would not recommend that, but you do you, it's your life. It's just weird. Like people think pity is such a kind emotion that comes from like wanting better for others and feeling sad for them and shit like that, right? But pity is actually as an energy a bit of a derogatory vibe towards a person. Um, how you react to things really matters. So if you're pitying someone, you're basically feeling sorry for them being in a sad, bad place, right? But you're feeling sorry, they're feeling sorry, and it's just admitting like, oh, this is a bad place, and that's about it. And it's keeping it stuck instead of like believing in the person to deal with it, get through it, or providing them help. Ultimately, the best vibe is either providing both, like help, and then trusting they're gonna get it through it, or just saying like you got here for a purpose, you'll get out of here for a purpose too. This isn't necessarily like my own idea or philosophy like portraying. This is actually something that comes from many people who work on manifestation through the power of the mind. Louise Hay, Hay House creator, whatever. Louise Hay, I can't pronounce her fucking name. And fuck. Love Your Illness by Semelnikov? If is it Ivan Semelnikov or Love Your Illness, the book, and you should have it through or by a Russian author, which who was like a clinician studying way old days in Russia for like homeopathy because it was like a proper like branch in medicine back in the day. Um, or he was studying something that now got like called to be that. But either way, they both talk on the power of the mind and heal the body and your life and your relationships and everything else through you changing your perception or what you're sending out and how you're like really vibing to the thought, to the feeling and working at it if you gotta like spend your time working at it. So this is both, in Louis Hayes stuff and also in his stuff. They both as being like, writers and creators from opposite sides of the world understood and realized when working with clients and on a practical level and also realizing this in their own lives that pity is actually a negative emotion. So instead of pitying, try to help them or believe them that they will live through their life the way they need to and the best capacity and best possibility. Like give faith to them, believe in them, give them love, give them compassion, trust, positive feelings, not pity, oh, poor you. type of thing. No one wants to hear that. No one needs that in their life, even if it's energetical, like, oh, poor you, you must be devastated. When has that sounded nice? When you're grieving, sure, right? When you're going through that process, but yeah, that's just the way it's coming across. For others of you, you've decided to stick in a place that isn't really serving you, but you just decided to still be there because of like either comfort or some other reason, and you're wondering whether it was the right decision or not. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But you then need to realize how to commit to change for yourself and your own good, or how to commit to the decision you've made. If you still need to experience something, make sure of something, or maybe help someone out, or even just like realize yourself and where you've been and the story you've lived and what this place is really about, or the people around here are about, or that you just don't want to let go. Maybe you're comfortable, maybe this is still working, maybe that is still good for you. Then just accept it. Then just go for it. Know that it's okay to be that vibe and to choose that for yourself. But like, if you always wanted to go for the new thing or for the change or for something else, or you were called for it, right? Maybe life was just like rolling that way, and then you decided to not do it out of fear, out of comfort, out of doubting, out of not believing in yourself or life in the process or the signs you're getting, then also accept that. You need to talk it out with yourself because I could say this or that, right? But you guys are actually a mixed group here, so it's both. It's both. Some of you didn't get out because you were afraid of change and that you were going to fail, and nothing good ever happens anyway, and this is as good as it's gonna get. Others of you stayed because you want to save someone and fix their life for them, but I don't think they want to save themselves and they don't want to fix their life themselves. So you're kind of just being stuck in guilt and pity. And the third group wasn't sure if the new thing was the right thing for you, if you deserved it, if you were ever going to make it work, if it was really for you. Maybe it was better for someone else. Like you shouldn't have taken away the opportunity and the liberty from someone else. Either way, a lot of freaking saintly martyrdom type of energy and like kind of living for others more than yourself. I'm going to be honest here. Or living for safety is another one we mentioned, right? But yeah, let's see what the cards talk about. Oh fuck, okay. Oh, okay. Okie dokie. So up and down, up and bottom, or top and bottom, I don't know, is completion in the beauty way. 9 and a 4. So either way, it's really weird. The cards are saying this, but energetically, as soon as I want to say this thing, I'm being stopped. So I'm gonna try and read into the cards more. Oh. Oh. Okay. So we're gonna start off from the other end of the message from these cards. You were afraid of transforming through a path that was going to like be a little bit unconventional or turbulent or unknown to you, completely fresh and kind of like new at it, because you couldn't see a beautiful way through it. And ultimately, it was to protect yourself from something. It was to kind of guard yourself against something that you couldn't deal with or was out of your like realm of capabilities. You didn't want to go ahead of something that you weren't prepared for. Like you didn't want to go ahead with something that wasn't going to be good for you anyway. It's really weird. My cards have been changing regularly, and this has never been there. This gap, like it's kind of just like sand on top of it, but it's always been a full circle. So it's kind of like the first message I was getting was you're taking the long route to really be sure you're done with things and to complete the process and to really like come into completion instead of just rushing ahead and going with life to experience something that is completely new to you, to grow, to develop, to become that different person, right? Instead of blindly like trusting, you needed to be done with where you are currently. And because you couldn't feel yourself to be done, like you need to move and do and become that new person and this different world, and nothing like currently satisfies you because you didn't have that. It felt like it wasn't ending yet. It wasn't your time. So yeah, it's kind of like both at the same time, I guess, in a way. And you are cutting like you're gonna like complete all of this. You're quitting the loops or the cycles or whatever with it, but you are also still holding yourself back because you're afraid and you're protecting yourself. So in life, we can go do something new because we're that uncomfortable where we are, and it looks like the forward path is like clear enough. Fuck it, like let's just do it, like what else? But other times it's kind of like you're not quite sure, but you know it's time, and you don't quite feel like it yet, but you need to go. You need to do it. Um, because otherwise, obviously, there's the other side to it too, right? So it's kind of like how people go out of their um, it's kind of like how people force being a teacher first, right? And then they start showing up that way, but they weren't really necessarily called to that point. And others that are not feeling like teachers whatsoever, just out of nowhere are pushed to become a teacher because it's kind of like, yeah, the point that you don't know is perfect for that role type of thing. So I guess I'd line it out as you either would have like not known and become this new version of you without knowing it, right? Without like going through that awareness, or you would now be continuing on till the end of this current cycle and then realize like, oh yeah, I'm actually like ready now. Like I'm good. I know what I need to do. Like this is my new thing. I'm going for it type of stuff. So you are going through definitely a light worker's journey, even though it might not be feeling that way. You're just taking a different route. You're going through a whole different avenue, and you've it's weird. If you've only really postponed the future journey, there's going to be some nuances of change. But what you've done in also this process is you've opened up a whole new level of like ascension and lessons and awareness that you're going to go through. Some of it is going to be like old lessons being even clearer as being learned, and others will be completely new as a filler to really make you feel comfortable in the future when you actually start this whole new venture. Um, Honestly, the bottom two cards are literally just talking about not feeling like right for the role. Like you're not certified yet. How I was talking with like the teacher, right? The healer and whatever, like you just don't feel certified yet. Like, what do I know? I don't know shit type of thing. I think Spirit is commending you for this choice and respecting your wishes, but also some of your guides are being like, you could have fucking went, honestly. Like, you held yourself back in their eyes, but this is how you feel and what you want to do, and you're living your life, and they gotta follow suit. So, boohoo, too bad. Joking, obviously, but you just don't feel aware enough about who you really are and how you really feel. Like you know yourself, but do you really know yourself is how it comes through as well. And it's like you still don't understand also to the full capacity what you just did. What did you skip? What did you choose to live through? Where are you gonna end up after it? Is it still gonna come back? Are you still gonna have this opportunity? Did you completely fluff it? And it's kind of like, no, 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 you're fine. You not understanding or seeing is kind of part of it because you chose this. If you would have chosen to go along with it, you would have probably had more awareness, clarity, and all that stuff. But because you chose the other side of it, it's kind of like you're gonna have none of it until you feel learned. You understand that it's actually completely unavoidable. It's very true. It's real type of thing. So, yeah. ultimately, you chose the right thing. I feel like you chose what was meant for you, you know? What was the real thing. So all you need to do in life is be honestly living, right? So yeah, and you've done that. You've chosen that for sure. Top and bottom too. I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. The pressure of love will always cast out fear. That's interesting, because that says the presence of love will always cast out fear. Yeah, this is going back to the pitying thing about people and like staying where you are for people. Look, you can't make someone heal. You can't fix them. You can't change them. You can't change their life. They got to do it themselves. You can't learn their lessons. You can't make them grow up or get better if they're not choosing it. You can only be there for their own choices, but you can't force them to do anything. You can't peer pressure them or whatever. We all try though. Some of us get more lucky than others. A lot of the time though, like you get success because someone had that little fucking grain inside of them that they wanted it for sure, for real, right? They gave themselves a chance, a choice to change and shift. Um, but in this case, it's a reoccurring, reassuring like message of like those people are not worth it. If you're gonna be here, do it for yourself, for whatever you deem right, and learn the best you can from your own mistakes in life. Don't do it for other people. I don't care who it is, unless it's your kids, and even then, up until like 16, 18 type of vibes. But you can't live for other people. You need to live for yourself. So, and you pitying them, forcing them, or like being that like heavy hand that pushes them towards it is not gonna help it. Doesn't matter how magical you are as well. My vibes speak louder than my words. It doesn't matter how good you are of an energy worker or how much connected you are the spirit or the soul or practically or whatever it is. This is spirit letting you know like you're gonna see evidence of how this is still for you. It's not for them. What you've chosen isn't going to change their life unless they change themselves. And this is just us warning you. We're not deterring you from your own choices, but you might just see something that you don't expect the results of. But the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. Thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perceptions so that I can see what is of the highest good. I surrender to a power greater than me. So, either way, whether you chose this for another person or yourself, it was still a good decision because you did it so you follow love, you follow your own direction of what you believe to be right and true and the best course of action. You are still doing something out of purity, innocence, and dignity. It's your integrity, it's your value, you know. You will transform through this because you were following yourself, your heart, your truth. It doesn't matter how or what you've chosen. This is not a bad thing, but it's spirit warning you about a few things and also saying like you're on path, everything's gonna be fine. You didn't miss out on anything, but you don't really there's something you don't trust about the universe because you're not getting the results you want with the person or people involved. And it's kind of like, well, this isn't about them. This is about you being led to proper thinking and the right answers and love and experience and like the perception of it, you know? You have surrendered to the process. You have surrendered to life and growing and feeling. You are transforming through all of it. You're going by whatever spirit or God or whatever you follow and believe in, or yourself, right? But it's also a case of like it's got nothing to do about them. It's got everything to do about you. This is gonna affect you. This is gonna leave marks on you, type of thing. So yeah, just don't hold it against them because it's not their fault. You know, they're also trying. You are also trying. Life and truth is sometimes just that uncomfortable and you can't fucking change it. That's about it. They're softening the fucking blow here because most people don't really get a heads up like, hey, this is what you chose and what's gonna occur type of thing. But keep going because you're great type, you know, like it's a bit of a weird ride. So, yeah. You will elevate, you will become very conscious over this. Your soul will be stronger. You will embody who you truly are. Your whole potential values and integrity and everything else, intentions of like, you know, whatever you carry are really going to come through. But yeah, you're gonna just go through a bit of a vortex portal experience, like a transformation. Like instead of having it how you had it, everything is gonna start transforming within you, around you, and then you're gonna come back to the same decision. You just, I don't know, avoided picking or choosing. Yeah. Because I want to say missed, but that doesn't work because you didn't miss it. It's gonna come back around. So yeah, you're just taking side quests and detours. Guides and spirit, what do you want? What do you want? I am the loving energy of the universe. This is the last message. Sometimes there's downfalls to being pure love and goodness and innocence. It's not saying it's the wrong path, but every light has its own shadow, and you will really realize it, and you will get more depth and wisdom because of it. But it won't be as easy as like, oh, just choosing love, light, spirituality, progress, advancement, evolution, or ascension. You will understand why life down here is the way it is and where it's leading you because it needs you to be you wherever you're gonna go. I feel like that was a fucking mic drop. I don't fucking know why, but yeah, cool. That is all. That is it. I hope this helps. Enjoy your portals because I just saw 166. Um, so nurturing happy energy. Well, sixes to me is like feminine energy, so yeah. Um, but you're gonna be taken care of. Everything's coolio. You keep on being awesome. Thank you for spending your time here and getting this reading. I really appreciate you. I hope to see you again, and have a good one. I don't know why I want to drop this in. I do Twitch streams where I do personal readings. Other people hear you, but that's a way where you can get free readings from me. Otherwise, you can get like one question readings off Etsy for $36. I didn't advertise it in any other readings, so maybe this was just interesting or important to someone, but I'm gonna call it here and peace out. Have a good one, basically. Hello, pile number four. Hope you're doing well. Welcome in. And yeah, you got the King of Pentacles upright. Keep your hand steady. You're right on course. Everything's gonna play out better than you've expected it to. Unexpected money coming in, good move situation coming in. All of it is way more drawn out than you thought, though. You thought everything was gonna happen bam, 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 and it's actually happening like whoop. It's very fucking slow. It's stretched out. It's exaggerated. You're making lifelong progress that is long-term sustainable. You're not going to have its success overnight. It's kind of like you can look back at like moments of either being a kid or going through school or college or uni, right? And or taking any type of practice and thing on, and some people have talent or like have lift off right away or find like fucking quick ways of getting success and shortcuts, but other people, most in general people, will always need to go the long route or the process of like its life occurring throughout that few years, that stage of life, that whatever, for you to become a person that can really utilize it or to do something with it and or just transition to another stage of life, to another experience, without necessarily like having use for what you've just been through, right? Either way, it's still with you, it grows you, it's like the purpose of it is life occurring and you experiencing it and it being there. So it's kind of like you will get your kingdom, you will have your fun, and sustainability and long-term like stability and everything else. But it's a case of like it's not overnight. It's not one season. Yeah, it's taking a long time. Yeah, you're losing your patience, but if you stop looking at it as like this right now, I need to make it as work as best as I can and zoomed out and understood the big picture of it and let go of deadlines and expectations and other things, you'd relax a lot more. You'd be appreciative of the point that it's not happening right away as fast as you think or want it to. and you would appreciate the point that you are here to begin with. You made it to this point. You've achieved so much already. It's not just keep going and don't look back type of thing, you know, like you do need to look around where you are to understand the journey, because once you get to the destination, what if it doesn't please you? What if you don't appreciate it because you missed the whole fucking journey, right? So you're good. Keep being good. Keep advancing, but also start living your life now because you're not gonna be able to live it in the future. It's a really big topic around the planet and the globe right now. Like for most people in different life stages and circumstances in different countries, it's kind of like, okay, how the hell do you enjoy your time right now instead of wishing it was that year, this year, you could skip to the future, you were in a different whole fucking era. Reverse or upright? I'm hearing reversed. Yeah. So yeah, because we can't choose that to just like plop in and that's it, like a video or something, right? Nah, you just fucking exist. You're just living. It just is. It just is. Gotta take things for what they can be, not for granted, and not forget the whole freaking purpose of it, which is the cliche that we hear and most people want to not believe. Um, yeah, yeah, it's the journey, not the destination. So lots of reversals here. The light side is reversed and the shadow is up. So it's funny how when you don't face like repressed emotions, disgruntlement, or your shadow, or whatever is making you not be appreciative of the present or your life, you literally keep feeling it continuously overall without really noticing it because you're trying to like blank it out or zoom out or get distracted or keep going or do stuff, right? But then it's constantly there. This is like continuous fucking hum. But if you just stopped and faced it, it would go away. So, and life is ups and downs. Like you constantly go through waves of experience, emotion, and thought. So it's kind of like you're not facing that low, continuous monotone like hum because you're afraid it'll become bigger, more. You won't be able to get through it. And it's kind of like you already have a lot of good also happening, but you can't face the good because you're not facing the bittersweet or the tangy, not so nice stuff, or the salty. I don't know, whatever the fucking taste you want to put in here in the analogy, just do that. But when I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. Um, I still want to laugh about that. I don't know why, but anyway, make a wish about how you want to feel, how you wish you could feel. Really imagine it within yourself. Really have it. Really do it. I don't know how you need to do it. Maybe there's a fountain near where you live. Maybe you can find one of the dandelions and blow on it. I don't think they're quite there yet, but I don't know, fucking maybe it is kind of like that somewhere you are. Maybe you have a different flower you can do that with. Maybe, I don't know. There's different rituals for wishing. I just don't remember any of them right now. I'm imagining like throwing something off the balcony, but not a heavy thing or like having a dangerous thing with that. If you can't do that, don't do that, obviously. Um, but lakes as well. I don't know what the fuck you can do with a lake. I don't know. I feel like yeah, if you don't have a fountain, just read up and check up on what wishing rituals there are, 'cause like you might be surprised and do something new. But yeah, do that. Maybe just do a wish in your personal day when you wake up. When you wake up, actually, would be really helpful because then it becomes a mantra if you do it every day. But imagine yourself in actually that experience and feeling currently right now today, like where you can shift your focus to imagine that to be the presence, right? And wish for it to come true. Shooting stars, maybe you're gonna see one of them. Sunsets as well. I don't know why, but sunsets are a good moment of time when you're actually like watching the sun go down on the horizon. That's a good time also to ask for a wish to come true. Um, Sunrises and sunsets, and also shooting stars. Is that everything? Ladybugs are also a good way to wish for something. So there's It's a Lithuanian thing. There's a song we sang. I can't remember the fucking song. Um, but it's basically like singing to the ladybug while it's like on your fingers or something to please carry my wish up to heaven. Those aren't the exact words. It's a lot more folk and traditional and old-timey like that, but it's basically the principle, the concept of it, of like holding your hand out and then the ladybug fucking flies away most of the time. It's very rare when you're expecting it that it flies away for some reason. It's when you finish the song and then you hold your hand out and they fly away. Instincts of insects? I don't know. But when you finish your wish, you hold your finger out and the ladybug flies away and supposedly it carries it to heaven. I don't know, maybe you have a different one. Something maybe with dragonflies or some other stuff or with birds. I don't know. Check out and see what's up, 'cause you gotta make some wishes about being happy. It'll just help you psychologically, but it's also a good ritual to do. So, true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. Yeah, you're afraid of the bad feelings. I mean, honestly, you're afraid of the good and the bad feelings mixing in and you being sulky over both of them. It's better if you kind of like stay numb and mute and just kind of keep on going and living your life because then you can appreciate maybe little things. But I think over the course of the last few weeks or days or something, you've noticed like you don't enjoy stuff as much as you used to. Maybe you did previously, but now not anymore, you don't. Also, I don't know why I have the sudden urge to close my window, but I'm gonna go do that and be back in a bit. Okay. Um, I think you're gonna have synchronicities once you open up to doing once you start opening up to feeling the downs and the ups instead of just like just, nothing and numbing. And also when you make the wish or when you're gonna be coming up to making the wish, like I don't know, some signs are gonna start rolling out. Numbers, repeating numbers is kind of like the usual thing, but for you also something about some colors is gonna keep reoccurring, like keep happening, and it's gonna be weird in a way, because usually it doesn't, but this time it does. I don't know why Pride just came through. I mean, June is literally Pride month, right? So I digress. I digress. Um, It doesn't have to be like rainbows or pride or anything, but that just came through. I had to mention it. So, but some type of numbers, number sequences, repeating numbers, and also some colors. Something to do about that. But yeah, you don't need to keep going through the numb and then keep seeing how it's not working and you can't enjoy the little or the whatever things that just kind of like carry you through things because like yeah, it's just you gotta like look at the bad feelings that bubble up, let them go their course, don't do shit about it, just have it like flow and then it'll end and then you can start being more present. If you need to cry, just cry. Don't bottle it up. Um, your the way it's coming across isn't I don't know. I gotta say it. You're not a little kid anymore. You can actually cry and be like mature about it and let yourself have compassion and presence and not ignore it and not be a dysfunctional adult like all of us don't want to be slash might have actually grown up with, right? Um, and when I say like you're not a kid anymore, because most children at least my age and up, got discouraged from crying or expressing their feelings of anger, resentment, or discomfort or like panic and other stuff, right? When you kind of mature over time as an adult, you realize you need to do it. It's part of life. There's no way you're not gonna have breakdowns. Occasionally at work, maybe. Occasionally, at home. Sometimes you're gonna cry in front of friends. Other times you're gonna wish you had friends like that, right? It's always uncomfortable. You always want to run away from it or hide it even. But there's also a maturation that takes with it, accepting the point that it's normal, it's a part of life. Even if maybe you're around people that don't see it that way yet. Maybe you're lucky enough to have someone like that around you, but you don't feel comfortable. Whatever the case is, you can cry. Let yourself go through that. Do that. You are mature enough. You don't need to. sissy out of it or make it into a big bad thing that you're vulnerable or weak because you're not. It's just part of life. Attack pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation or merely calls for help. So yeah, just I'd say when you're going to have those moments, because you're gonna have them. Either you sign up and you flow with it, or you fight it, and then spirit's gonna like make it crash on you. And if you go with it, then it happens in the better way, an opportunity where it feels easier rather than you fighting it and then it happens either unexpectedly or really badly or embarrassingly and then you're like I should have just followed it because this is really painful or like uncomfortable. I'd recommend doing it with the awareness that you're not alone. You have, passed down loved ones or your guide team or some type of like even passed down like animals or imaginary like friends around you helping you with it. You're seen by the universe or if you're, religious like God as well and it's okay. Like you have that presence of like not being alone in the broken moment because I feel like you kind of feel alone and you need to understand that you're not even when you are. And it's okay to feel broken. We all like come back from that. That's how you come back into who you truly are a lot easier. It's because you break down where you're not meant to be that way. It doesn't suit you. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't fit. So yeah, I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive the fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. And obstacles or detours in the right direction. So the way it's coming across here is like you will feel reprieve and peace and solitude and just in general like ease after you let yourself go a little bit. Um, but it's only gonna come after. There's a lot of like synchronicity numbers going on, I swear. Um, 222, whatever on my like actual clock, but you'll understand why you had to have the breakdown, how it was bringing you back into like to center, how is it actually making you feel better, how you aren't lost, that you're not gonna be more in pain or feel more fear, you're actually gonna feel easier and like you've released something and like you're very much more in tune with the world or the universe or your spirit and that things are possibly gonna just pick up and they're gonna get better. You're going to also see how life going forward was is going to unravel or something about like you having this moment isn't just going to make you feel better and like you're realigned to your own spirit and just calm and peace, but it's also going to show you how in your life practically things are moving to a new direction and that things maybe up ahead aren't going to work out so something else can work out or I don't know, you're just gonna have this light bulb moment of like, this is what's actually happening in my life, and I was so panicked and afraid that the other thing was happening. That was actually a lie, an illusion from fear. Now that I let myself like face these emotions and hold myself, I can see like I'm fine, I'm not lost, I'm not alone, and things are gonna work out. I'm actually gonna feel better with time to come, even if like this crumbles down if I have to move or change something or like I can't really build grow roots here. That's because like I need to kind of uproot, snip some shit and then also be like this is me and plant myself somewhere else, right? Wherever you are, there you are just came through like or wherever you go, there you are. Yeah, whatever that saying is. So yeah. But yeah, home is waiting for you. It's just it's not where you are, and you got to go through some emotions to really face that and realize that for yourself, because it's big. It's a big transition. So yeah. But what you've created is seeking you out. It's just happening in ways where you get redirected towards it, not going straight at it and being like, oh, it's gonna work out. This is happening. I just heard the go ahead of that's enough. We are good. That's the message. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have some fun in the process of this, like you find some peace and solitude as well as just enjoyment or passion or just like clarity and all of the rest. And if not, I know you're gonna get through this. Like that's no doubt over here with this reading. Good things are coming towards you. You're creating your own dynasty, but I guess we just had to talk it out, talk it out. So, I appreciate you. I hope you have the very best. Yeah, I will just call it here. And oh, reminder, I do stream on Twitch if you want to reading there, but I will go and just have a peace out time just like you should, or will, or you don't, whatever floats your boat. So, bye.